Today on the range, guys, we're gonna take Box of Bullseye and give it a little bit of a twist. And we're gonna be talking about the WarPoet, which is manufactured by Shadow Systems, is the MR920 pistol. We're gonna mix it up and it's gonna be a little bit different than other Box of Bullseyes, but guys, let's dive into it. Like I said, guys, today on the range, we're going to be talking about the MR920. I purchased this from WarPoet Society. You can find these on Sportsman's Guide. Shadow Systems manufactures this particular pistol. They call it the MR920. And as you can see, there's WarPoet Society logos because this is manufactured in a partnership with WarPoet Society. Now, if you've been around our YouTube channel for any amount of time, you know, typically with Box of Bullseye or more review-esque kind of videos, I tend to do one takes where I take a gun, I take you along the journey of that particular gun, show it to you, we do some drills, they're all one takes. And then you get to see authentically what I think about the gun. On this channel, we don't really ever do gun reviews. So I do want to clarify right off the bat, what this video is not going to be is a long-term durability review. This isn't me telling you to go buy this pistol, but the folks over at WarPoet Society are close friends of ours. As you know, we partnered up and we manufacture their Raven target system. So a couple things here. I wanted to get my hands on one of these pistols because I wanted to see what they were all about. And mostly because they come in at a really low price point. I was super intrigued to see if these things are going to hold up against a stock Glock or even kind of get me away from my Zev pistols, which are really decked out and very fancy as well. I just wanted to see how they compare to each other and also show some love to our friends over at WarPoet Society. So we did pay for this. They did not send this as a free gift to us. They didn't even ask for a review. We didn't tell them we were gonna do a review. I did tell them I'd take some pictures of this, which if you wanna see, you'll see them on my page, Keystone Carry, or on TA Targets. You can check out the pictures. But we didn't promise any reviews and we didn't promise any kind words about this. So today we shot a bunch of videos for this month's content over on the TA Targets Instagram page, and I decided to run this particular pistol exclusively. So right off the bat, what you're gonna notice is this pistol is just like a Glock 19. What the heck is that noise? Put the mic right over top of that. You tell me how you're supposed to record a video when you have almost ADHD already, and then that happens. Change of scenery, we switched barrels. This is what happens when you're on the range and you try to do one takes. And guys, it's freaking cold out today. That's one of the reasons why we decided against doing a one take for this particular video. So let's get back on topic. My ADHD aspect is aside, distractions are gone. Let's talk about this pistol a little bit more. So guys, you can think of this as a decked out Glock 19. And the part that I can't stress enough and what really impresses me about this is it's actually virtually impossible to buy a stock Glock, get it machined, put the sights on, do a threaded barrel, buy a red dot for the price that they're selling this thing for as a complete kit. Now, just remember that prices can change and all that stuff, but when we purchased this pistol, retails around $1,200. For $1,200, you're getting a heck of a lot of a pistol. So right away, I'm impressed by it because of the fact that it comes in at that price point. The other thing that I like about any pistol like this is it's a little bit decked out versus a stock Glock. Now, I don't think stock Glocks are bad, and if you remember from any of our content, I have run this particular Glock for quite some time and recently actually switched to this SLR slide, but the lower is completely stock. I shoot it fine, don't have any trouble with it. I just wanted to get a dot, so I got a fancier slide. So this is a formula that you can go down that rabbit hole on, but you end up spending $500 on a slide. You end up spending $100 on sights, and you end up spending $500-600 on a dot. Until you deck out that slide, you're in it the cost of this entire pistol. So that raises the question, how is this pistol? I already told you guys I'm not doing a durability test here because I only have about 200 rounds through it, so I can't tell you if it's reliable. But what I want to do is give you a first impression and show you some B-roll as we're talking of me shooting this thing. Right away, it reminds me of Zev with regards to that grip angle. Now, I don't know how much it's actually changed from a stock Glock lower to their lower, but it is a bit different. I can tell that in the palm swell region right here, they really narrowed that out. And they do send extra little palm swell components, little things you can clip in here to change how the grip feels. But man, I'm just telling you, it feels really streamlined, and I can really get my hand up in there. Even shooting with gloves, I can just really lock into that pistol and get a good grip. The other thing that you're gonna notice is it has more of a beaver tail. So one of the things I struggle with a lot with a stock Glock is when I am shooting, I get a lot of slide bite. And what I mean is my thumb ends up going above the slide here just because of the shape of my hand. And when that slide reciprocates, I have this nasty callus on my thumb because it just gets chewed up constantly. So you don't really have that trouble with the WarPoet pistol because of that big beaver tail. So again, pistol companies like Zev or even Sig, like a lot of stock Sigs have that bigger beaver tail, but other companies like Polymer 80 and these other lowers that you can complete yourself often have that big beaver tail because people just get sick and tired of having a Glock just tear up their hands. So that's really nice there as well. As far as the mag release, it's a bit beefier. It's got a little bit more texture on it. Not a deal breaker for me. I don't have any trouble with a Gen 4 mag release, but it is nice. It's very textile. I can feel it through even gloves. The slide catch is a little bit different than a stock Glock, as you can see right here. The stock Glock is a little bit more rounded. This slide stop is a little bit more rectangle, very easy to work even with gloves. You'll notice that it has a flat face trigger. It's got a little red trigger safety. I don't know what brand that is. I have no clue at all. And it really honestly just feels like a stock Glock trigger. The benefit of it is that flat face. So even with gloves, I feel like I can really tell where that trigger is at. I can feel it. I can really feel that reset. Again, very much just like a stock Glock, nothing fancy, nothing to write home about there. Lots of serrations all over the slide. Very easy to manipulate the slide. You've got the threaded barrel, so if you shoot suppressors a lot like I do, that's super nice. These come with the Holosun 507C, the X2, which is super nice. It's sort of a budget red dot, nothing fancy, but it comes with the pistol for that purchase price. And it also has taller sights with a sort of fiber optic front sight / tritium and a solid steel rear sight. Again, specs could change on this particular pistol, but for the most part, that's how it's coming out of the box. You'll notice there's also cool little windows on the side, and I don't know if that adds function or form. You can talk to Shadow Systems about that, but it sure as heck looks cool. And this entire pistol is just a really refined package. As far as the lower receiver is concerned, you've got a more aggressive pattern than a stock Gen 4 Glock, but it's not too aggressive. It doesn't hurt your hands when you're shooting without gloves. One thing that I really like is these recesses on the front. And what you'll notice anytime someone decks out a Glock, they tend to put those recesses there. I forget what they called that back in the day, but either way, I think Agency Arms or something really started pushing that way back in the day. I don't remember the company, but I remember back in like 2015, it was a real big deal to get a nice cut in there. Reason why, getting your support hand thumb in there, you can apply some pressure in and down and really help to add friction to that gun. Because at the end of the day, the more friction that you have on the gun, the better you can manage its recoil. So as far as how this thing shoots, I locked this thing in to check 0, and right out of the box, this thing is hitting within an acceptable range right out of the box. So I have no idea if they zero these when they mount the dot. It's possible. Doesn't matter to me because I set it up at 10 and 15 yards and it's hitting exactly where I want it to. So realistically, out of the box, I was able to just get on the range and start shooting. So what I noticed right away, and I'm just gonna give you a brief rundown of this first range day, it shoots very much like my Z320. And my Z320, I like to run when I feel like cheating. I don't know if it's because of the vertical grip or the fact that I can really lock up in there. I can just rock with this gun. Doing bill drills, doing fast splits, I can shoot this gun extremely well. Now the downside of the Z320 that I don't like about it is it's pretty tall and it's got a very skinny grip. So I've got bigger hands. My hand just completely engulfs that grip. So positive is I've got a lot of contact with the gun. Downside, when I'm drawing, when I'm doing any manipulations with it, I sometimes feel like I really got to adjust my grip to get it in as tight as possible. So that's really the only downside about this. When I pick up the WarPoet pistol, I feel like I've got that familiarity and that good grip and that big beaver tail that I like with the Z320, but I have that little bit more stable platform of a Glock that I tend to prefer. Now, keep in mind, this is all personal preference. you might say something different than what I'm saying, and you may not like Glocks, so you might not like this pistol. But at the end of the day, putting this in my holster, which just showing you the holster, I was running an old Gen 1 T-Rex arm sidecar holster. The only reason I wasn't running my Gen 2 sidecar holster is because I didn't feel like pulling my TLR7A off of this particular pistol. So I decided to just run the old sidecar. Works perfectly though. So from drawing to shooting, I had that familiarity of a Glock 19, but I had the smooth shooting recoil management of the Z320 that I've come to love. And the trigger on this, although it is about the same as a Glock, it does feel a little bit better. My opinion about that is because I do prefer a flat face trigger. I feel like it gives me a better feel of that trigger. So overall, guys, this isn't me endorsing this pistol. What I am telling you is this is super promising. Right out of the box, I'm super excited to continue shooting this particular pistol and to continue incorporating it into different range days to see what I think about it. Will it replace my Glock 19? Probably not. I really like this pistol. I love my SLR slide. It's a Gucci little pistol. I don't ever shoot this one suppressed. It feels kind of boxy. I get slide bite, but even though it beats me, I kind of like it. The Z320, I love it. I love shooting it, but it's just not my carry gun. It's not one that I just stick in and carry, except a couple days ago, I did forget my Glock 19 at home. And so that's a bonus of being 07, 02 SOT. You got guns everywhere, man. I just pick a gun up over here, stick it in my waistband, maybe put one in my small in my back. Anyway, I digress. So guys, WarPoet pistol, these are our friends over at Warrior Poet Society. John and Evan over there, goofballs, but they put out awesome content. John is a super wise dude. I love what he's doing for the community. So I want to scratch their back and at least give a little bit of exposure to this pistol. Is it the right pistol for you? Ultimately, you have to decide whether or not it's the right one for you. Do I feel confident in it? I only have one range day, guys. I can't tell you, is this pistol going to last 10,000 rounds like this gun has? Because this literally has over 10,000, probably over 20,000 rounds through it. I've replaced the barrel once. I've replaced the spring. I've replaced everything in this gun. Is it going to last as long as a stock Glock? Taking it apart and looking at it, I would say probably. But ultimately, I'm not the guy that currently can tell you, hey, I ran this thing for 20,000 rounds. And let me go on a quick rant. Everybody that I keep seeing talking about this isn't really showing shooting. And that's kind of a general flaw, I think, of the gun world YouTubers. We don't have shooters talking about guns. So I'm trying to be that guy for you guys. So if it's right for you, great. If it's not, don't buy it. Ultimately, we don't get paid to talk about it. And this was just a bonus. We want to scratch our friends' backs. So guys, if you like the pistol, let me know. If you think it's dumb, I mean, you can comment down there below too. Give us a thumbs up or down. Don't really care. That's your choice. If you don't like us though, you're a weenie. And that's all I have to say to you about that. Guys, we appreciate you. We'll catch you in the next video. Please hit that subscribe button. Share this video with someone who might benefit from it. We'll see you next time.